Alright guys, another package today, and I believe, and I'm hoping, these are the, yes, these are the new Mega knockoff Accustrike, Accustrike Mega darts from NFStrike. Actually, oh, cool. I was only expecting a couple, so that's super neat. Alright. Actually, not too bad. I'd heard some other people who've been ordering these got some pretty damaged ones, like that one's kind of squished pretty good. We'll have to see if we can get him back into shape. But let's see what we got for actual quality. And I've been looking for a long time, ever since, the advent of China darts, for a decent Mega, or decent Mega. And I remember, like, when I first got into the hobby, shortly after Mega came along, then, the NERF darts, the branded ones, were so dang expensive and inaccurate. And when aftermarket ones started coming out, back when all we had for aftermarket darts was FVJs, all the knockoff Megas that came out were all undersized. And I've mentioned that in a few of the reviews before of stuff I've gotten in the mail, and even the thicker foam ones were thick the wrong way, and these here look like it's slightly thicker material, but I don't know if they've corrected it or not. And it's interesting to see, first off, because on the other ones, on the other knockoff Mega darts, do I have one? Yeah, here we go. Okay, it's regular foam. See here, this is the extra thicker foam, but yet the head is larger than the foam. Here we see the foam is larger than the head. And it appears at initial investigation, assuming that these are actually somewhat round, perhaps they have corrected the foam. I'm not going to get my hopes up quite yet. Before I dig the blasters out, let's, I guess, analyze what we got here. Foam actually feels pretty good. Megas are notorious for getting crushed real easy, but actually seems to have pretty good wall strength, I guess is what you'd call it. How does it compare to a... Yeah, that's the actual branded one. It's looking like it might be slightly undersized. Foam itself looks like it might be slightly thicker, though. Not quite as thick as the extra thick. Time will tell. The heads actually look good. Actually kind of surprised at that for being... I assume they just upsized the Accustrike type heads, but they do scale up nice. I mean, they do look... acceptable. They don't look weird. I was kind of worried they look a bit, just malproportioned or whatever, but foam feels nice, or not foam, glue is pretty good. I mean, seems to have a short stem, and you can peel it off, but as far as, like, if I put this in the Mastodon, I don't feel like it would just rip the head off, so it's reassuring. It's wanting to pull a little bit. It actually seems to have the glue all the way up to the top of the foam, not just on the inside the tube, where the stem of the head is. So that's... Okay. Wow. They have a picture like this in the ad where they're pulling the dart apart, and I think you really would destroy the dart before. Well. Okay, let's get some blasters out and see how the actual fit is, which that is the issue that I've been having with these since the beginning. So let's get some stuff. Okay, well, start with Cyclone Shock. It seems to be, having a full cylinders would give us a good indication of how the actual fit is firsthand. So, well, that goes in that far. Ooh, hey. Okay, it's good. Nice, easy fit, and then last. Ooh, that's actually very positive. That's... Okay. That's... Easy push, and it's just like the last inch. Weep. Nice, easy fit. Last inch. Wow. Ooh, that one's a little snugger the rest of the way. Okay. This is looking good so far. I like this. Okay, that's promising so far. Let's get this guy. As I recall the last batch that I played with, this guy was really the indicator that showed us just how bad the fit was, since bad dart fit plagues smart AR systems. So we'll... Ooh, that's kind of a good positive fit. That was nice. That same last inch, it seems to be the big seal. Nice and positive. Ooh, liking that. Nice and positive. Okay, that feels good so far. Let's actually see how it... Now what we're wanting to see is not these ones popping out, because the last time, and anytime you have a poor dart fit on especially a large array like this, as the air's going through, if these are in place, opening the air restrictor or closing it, however you want to say it, sometimes these will burp out a little bit in different places. So let's see how this goes. Everybody's still in there? Nice. Man, didn't even flinch. That was actually really surprising. I expected one of them to at least kind of burp out a little bit on the bottom, or at least be able to see. 'Cause sometimes you can see one of the darts kind of move a little bit, as you can tell the air is moving around a little bit. Those things didn't flinch at all. So that's, man, they might have finally got this foam thing licked. That's very exciting, because I've got a mess of Mega Blasters. And Mega's fun. I mean, especially, you know, when you got the whistlers and stuff. These obviously won't whistle, which is a shame, but I would rather take accuracy over the whistle. Hey, somebody's at our house. Hi, honey.
I live here. That isn't your house. Hi.
She says hi. No, a little further. There. This actually feels reminiscent of the Busby Megas as far as because the Baron's got kind of a weird fit. It leaves way too much dart hanging out the end, which is too bad. But the Baron has Baron has a bit of a snuggish fit. Still not snug enough for the knockoff Megas to work very good, but just the quality of the foam and the fit is very reminiscent of the Busby foam, the Busby XL darts. That's pretty positive. Just a standard little single shooter. Still pretty positive. Fits in about there in the last 3/4 of an inch or so. Still feels pretty positive. These could be a heavier dart, because I'm not getting quite as vigorous of a shot with these ones. Whereas if you shoot, of course, that's the fit we get in the old knockoff Megas. Junk. But the NERF brand Megas, the standard Whistler Megas, seem to have a little more velocity, just as far as the 10 feet or so I'm shooting right now, but just first impressions anyway. So it's kind of interesting. I have to wait for somebody who's more scientific than I am to actually weigh these things. The reason why the magnets shouldn't work just as well. Promising. And just for the heck of it, we'll throw this guy up real quick just to test the fit. We have noticed some rather nice, pleasantly snug dart fit. But we'll go ahead and okay. That's pretty good. That's just enough friction that they're not going to fall out, whereas, you know, the knockoff ones tended to. If you shook it around like that, you can tell there's really nothing keeping it in there. These guys have just enough snug. That guy's a little loose. Of course, he's kind of goofy. I'm not going to hold it against you, buddy. That's a little better. A little better one in there. Ooh, hey, that's nice. Okay, that one's feels pretty good. Okay, I have high hopes. One of I'll throw the Thunderbow up here. I think that's the last one I got. No reason it shouldn't fit. That's actually got a fairly snug fit all the way. And for the heck of it, we'll put them down here. So, I think that's gonna do it. I guess now we can test the how the Accu is with these tips. So I guess I'll launch some of these things out into the yard, do the same series of tests with all the blasters, and see how their trajectory looks compared to the inaccuracy of the original whistlers. Okay, aiming off out into the yard. I have the Twin Shock here loaded up with the Accu Megas on one side and the regular NERF branded Megas on the other side. And we'll be able to fire them in pairs to kind of watch the similarities in trajectory, performance, and stuff like that. So. Okay, that's actually surprising. Very consistent. Obviously, that first regular Mega was a little high. That was my fault. But it seems that all the factory ones, all the branded Megas, all drifted off to the one side with just a very slight breeze. Went only noticeably, slightly noticeably further. But all the Accufake ones didn't have quite the range, but still fit together quite nicely there. There we can see all the Accufake ones in a nice little group, except for that guy there that's a little weird. And then over there is all the branded ones. So very similar, especially for a Smart AR system, having very equal distance, all within about 3 feet or so. So that's really nice. Okay, we'll do the same test. I have a Mastodon with the first 12 shots should be the original branded darts, and the second 12 will be the Accufake Megas. Actually a surprisingly consistent pattern throughout, although you did notice the kind of weird pattern, or the weird trajectory that the branded darts made, even though they tended to land in roughly the same spot. But we are seeing decent groupings, actually, of everything. What do we got out here? Who's out here? Okay, the branded Megas are making consistently larger, for the range, but I think we are getting the most concentration in the middle of mostly the Accufakes. There again, the weird trajectory we're getting from the branded ones is about what you'd usually expect, but I did like that nice, even, smooth shot that the Accufake Megas were giving us. So, I'm going to call those a winner for sure. Okay, and a final test to accurately, as much as possible, track the performance on this. I ran 4 loaded Magnuses of the branded darts and got an average of 72 FPS across the 4 Magnuses, one load in each. So across 12 shots from 4 sources, I got an average of 72 FPS. On the Accu Megas, I got an average of 66, which that's a pretty far cry from the 72. I guess it's a little more, 6? So, yeah, roughly 5-ish. Not a huge sacrifice for the benefits of the accuracy and consistency. I say consistency because even though these darts are kind of goofed up a little bit, on the chronograph, across the 12 shots, I got a high of 68 and a low of 64. Whereas with the branded megas, they were all the way up from 74, and then I got a couple in like 40s, so they're kind of all over the place, which, I mean, maybe because of age, I don't know, but I'm liking this foam. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, final analysis on this, I am sold on these megas. I mean, I've been on the lookout for affordable, available, decent megas for, like I said, a long time, and I've been disappointed several times from not only personal experience but from other people who bought from different sources altogether. It seems like every time I got my hopes up because of a new best dart that was going to come on the market, you know, I was let down every time, and so I was cautiously optimistic at best on these. I was not going to get my hopes up one more time. I figured I'll just, you know, take it as it comes, and we'll just see if they're any better. And these things are, well, obviously better, I mean, as far as accuracy and even material-wise, feels better than the NERF megas. It means we might have to put a little more upgrade spring power and stuff into our megas. We've been kind of spoiled being able to just take megas since the darts were junk and just rebarreling for elites to get good power. But gang, mega just became viable. That's awesome. That's huge news. I'm gonna go out and buy some of these. I got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, whatever. That's a good start. But I am confident in these enough that I'm going to buy, what, 100 something, however many you can get. Because as I recall, I can't quote the prices off the top of my head right now, but I'll go ahead and post them up here. But they're surprisingly affordable. I'm not sure of how long that deal is going to last, but I'd like to pick up a couple hundred of these just so I can actually use mega. I've got, you know, pretty good pile of you know, not only NERF branded mega and some Busby XLs and a mess of these junky knockoffs from before. I'm confident enough in these to throw all those out, give them to people that I know or something, because these things are just the cat's pajamas. I mean, that's a dang good dart, and I'm glad we had a little bit of headway, I guess, in as far as, you know, they gave us heads up that they were producing these. A few people reached out to NFStrike and talked to them about concerns we had. That was good on their part. They finally fixed the foam. Gosh, how many years has it been? This is like the biggest thing that's happened to Mega since Mega. So yeah, I am sold on these suckers. Like I said, I probably won't be able to afford it right away because End War is coming up, but right after that, these are going in my shopping cart. I'll make sure they have the link to these in the description from NFStrike. I'll probably might put a couple different options on there because I think you can get these in a few different allotments or whatever. No, and these, everything about them, the mold feels good, even just the color of the head. I mean, some of these earlier knockoffs were more of kind of a fleshy color. I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but these are nice. A nice bold orange and a nice deep red. The red actually looks better than the NERF megas. I mean, it's just a good looking dart. I mean, if you're to be picky about darts, man, I could keep gushing about these things all day, but I'll put the links in the description. I'm so excited to be able to finally use Mega in Wars. This is cool. Thanks guys for watching. Like I said, everything available is going to be in the description if you want to pick these up. If you have any questions on anything I didn't cover here, go ahead and leave them in the description. Don't leave them in the description, leave them in the comments, please. That'll be a lot easier to get to. And we'll see you guys next time.